between your leg, hands, and seat, which aid is actually the most powerful tool in your arsenal? The answer may surprise you. So in this video, we are going to test your seat's influence over your horse's movement and their tempo and stride while not using your legs and your hands, which sounds challenging, right? But what this is going to do is mastering this skill is not only going to improve your body control, but it's going to elevate your communication with your horse, making you guys a true team in every movement. Now, of course, this is not me saying you never use your leg while you canter again. However, if you're able to extend your horse's stride purely from your seat and also by extension, shorten your horse's stride from the influence of your seat, then when you add your hands and legs back in, then you're going to have so many more tools at your disposal. So imagine if you could identify where you and your horse are struggling with your partnership or with your riding without having to go to a competition or take a lesson. Because instead of guessing what's holding you back, I have 10 simple at-home on your own tests that's going to give you clear and actionable insights into what you're currently struggling with. The best part is that these tests don't just improve your skills. They help forge a deeper connection with you and your horse for more successful rides, especially when you're under the high pressure of competition. So let's dive in. Hey guys, so welcome back to #Team Fuego for 10 horse riding improvement tests for better skills and a stronger horse-rider connection. So in this series, we're going to explore 10 simple yet really powerful at-home tests.
Bring it on!
Designed for you to do them on your own, but to improve not only the essential skills for riding, but deepen your connection with your horse. So these tests aren't just about technique, they're about understanding what you and your horse truly need to strengthen for your partnership to prosper.
Like a both.
Whether you're preparing for your next show or just looking to build more trust and balance in your everyday riding, these exercises are going to help get you there, but more importantly, point out where you guys need to focus. So let's saddle up and start creating some better results and a stronger bond.
This is going to be epic.
So, funny story here. My horse trainer has always said to me that my ass is a weapon. And it's because I when I was a gymnast, you do a lot of gluteus to the maximus. You have to be strong in every muscle. Let's just put it that way, including your glutes. And so I have a rather strong derriere. And when it comes to jumping, when it comes to flat work, it tends to kind of get in the way, if I'm being honest, because most people don't have years and years and years of butt training where, my God, this video is going to sound so crazy. But here's the point. When you have a very strong rear end, that ends up being a tool, a massively helpful tool in your toolbox, as in you can actually influence your horse's step a lot just from your seat alone and nothing to do with your hands and your legs. Now, this is the test. You're going to ride, and instead of using your leg to extend, say, your canter, you're going to purely use your seat and see if you can't get your horse to completely lengthen their stride simply from your seat. Now, the reason this is a test is because it's actually challenging you to separate what you're doing with your leg from what you're doing with your seat. Now, if you're someone who struggles with sitting in the saddle at all, this is going to help you immensely sit down because you're going to not be able to use your leg. And so you have to sit in the saddle just to hang on because I'm going to say, don't hang on with your legs, of course. I'm not saying fall off, but you're not going to be using your legs to influence the movement at all. So you can't really put your legs on. You're going to squeeze so that you're not going to fall off, but your legs, your actual heel is not touching the horse because you're not trying to move forward from the leg. You're trying to move forward purely from the seat alone. Now, of course, This is not how I'm suggesting you go in your dressage tests and do it. This is a simple at-home test for you to do on your own to simply see how influential your seat is over movement, right? And this is a simple test where you're going to do it at the canter, and you're going to, you can go in a circle, you can go down the long side, you could do whatever you want. However, what the real purpose of this is to see, are you able to actually extend the movement purely from your seat alone and not using your legs? Now, this is going to tell you a couple of things, because if you're able to influence the length of your canter stride purely from your seat, you now have a total weapon at your disposal where you can combine now your leg and seat to influence your horse's movement. But if you're unable to get the horse to move from your seat, it means that you're not sitting deeply enough in your saddle. And that's simply something that you need to work on. It's not a problem. It's not, if you fail any of these tests, it's not an issue. It's just telling you where you are to where you want to go. So if you do pass the test on the first try, then the second part of the test is being able to actually slow the horse down also from your seat. Now, anybody that's ever done any sort of collected movement in dressage knows it takes twice as much hand, twice as much leg, twice as much seat connection to get a horse to collect than it does to extend. Now, the reality is, I don't think that even you're not really going to be able to truly do any sort of collection without your leg and hand, right? Unless your horse does it all by himself anyway, but that's going to be Grand Prix dressage horses. And I highly doubt those guys are watching my videos. This is for, me and you are every average Joe, right? Regular Joe. So here's the point of this test though. So you're going to see if your seat is able to make the movement go forward, and then you're going to at the end, so say you go down the long side, right? So you use your seat to go forward, and then you're going to use your seat and your body control to try to not gallop around the corner, right? This is, okay, if I sit up and use my butt to now stop influencing you going forward, can I also do that without my legs? Now, of course, you have your legs and your reins. Nobody go flying out of the arena. I'm not trying to cause chaos here. It's just to see if you're able to actually influence your horse's movement from your seat alone. Now, like I said, my horse trainer calls my ass a weapon, and I have a lot easier time moving forward than I do bringing them back with my seat. But over the years after practicing this and diligent practice, thinking about it and doing this on purpose, I will say that when you're able to purely do things from your seat only, or from your legs only, or from this or from that, or, like my other test where you do your dressage movements without your reins. When you're able to do these things without the tools at your disposal, all of a sudden, when you get your tools back, things become infinitely easier. So these are just simple at-home tests to play around with while you're on your own. These are not lessons. These are not anything. It's just, am I able to do this? Yes or no? So I hope you found this one helpful. There are 10 more just like it, so I will see you on the next one. That's all for this test of the 10 horse riding improvement tests for better skills and a stronger horse rider connection. Remember, each of these tests is a stepping stone to developing a better horse rider connection, but more importantly, for you to become a better rider no matter what horse you're riding. Because better communication with your horse and clearer communication is going to improve the results no matter what. As with anything, the more you practice, the better you get. But with horses, it's tricky because you only have a capped number of hours that you can work with a horse every day, every week, every month. They are not motorcycles or machines.
I know you know this on a deep subconscious level.
You have to make incremental progress and know what the little things you can do, how that translates to the big steps you can take later. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with one of your equestrian friends, because these tests apply to all types of riding. As always, happy riding, and I'll see you on the next test.